Hey, what's up? This your boy Big Man. You already know what it is, man. So let's get right to it. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about Yak Gotti. Now, Yak Gotti seems to have gotten to some sort of incident in jail, man. And it's being reported that Yak Gotti was almost stabbed. Now, a lot of people are wondering, is this some type of get back for what happened to YSL Lucci? Now, for those of you who don't know, there was a stabbing incident that took place in the Fulton County jail where both Yak Gotti and YSL Lucci are currently staying, right? Now, there's a whole big YSL thing that's been going on in the streets, but since YSL Lucci has been locked up, man, there's been a stabbing attempt on his life. Multiple times, man. So this thing didn't just spill from the streets to the jail. It seems like it stayed there because they're reporting that Yak Gotti had a similar situation. Now, before we get to the specifics and talk about all the details, do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And man, let's get it. Okay, now that we got that out of the way, man, let's talk about this situation going on with Yak Gotti in jail, man. Now, there's a report out there from Vlad TV, right? Now, Vlad TV put out a report, and the headline says this. It says Yak Gotti reportedly almost stabbed in jail. So it sounded like Yak Gotti had a similar situation to what happened to YSL Lucci, man. I don't know what's going on in jail, but I can only guess that all this has to do with the fact that you've got two warring factions in the streets locked up at the same time, both facing RICO charges, and there's been bodies that have dropped between the both of them and bloodshed between the both of them, man. This is not a good situation. And that's why they have Young Thug in Cobb County Jail. They have YSL Lucci in Fulton County Jail. And there's supposed to be some sort of separation between these crews and cliques, but they also have to worry about putting people together who are on the same case because of, threats of intimidation and things like that. So this is a whole big management deal that they've got to do in Fulton County. And I'm pretty sure it's a job that nobody wants to be in charge of right now. Now, the story goes on to say this. It says, according to reporter George Cheedy, rapper Yak Gotti, real name DeMonte Kendrick, was reportedly targeted for a stabbing last Saturday. Cheedy says Yak Gotti's mother revealed that the news that he was almost stabbed while they were in court on Thursday. Now, this is wild because remember the guy who's guilty or who was found guilty of shooting and killing Nipsey Hussle? The attempt on his life was made on his way transitioning to court as well. So it looks like whoever this is, if this is true, man, they used a similar tactic to try to get at Yak Gotti. Like he was transitioning from court. Because when you're locked up, you're back and forth to court. We've seen these rappers go back and forth to court on numerous occasions. And it looked like somebody used that opportunity to get at Yak Gotti. Now, Yak Gotti is facing several charges, including being involved in a shooting, where a guy lost his life. A guy by the name of Nut who's affiliated with YSL Lucci. And on top of that, Yak Gotti is mentioned in the indictment for some attempt murders and all that, man. So he's got a lot going on, and there could be a lot of reasons why somebody made an attempt on his life, man. Not to say it's a good thing, man. All this is bad, but man, he's got to watch his six, man, because he's literally in there with some enemies, in some enemy territory probably because of the way that they're trying to keep these guys apart. I don't even know if that's possible when you're dealing with this many people, and they already have an issue with overcrowding in that same jail. Now, the story goes on to say this. It says, when news of the YSL RICO case initially broke, there was speculation that Yak Gotti helped the authorities build the case against Young Thug. Now, everybody at that time when the RICO indictment came down was speculating on who could be cooperating, who could be helping out in this case, and Yak Gotti's name got thrown out there, you know what I mean? Now, the story says he seemingly responded to these accusations back in June via his IG story, where he wrote, in quotes, 2015, my brother never did a day in jail because I claimed it. Also, he went on to say, I did 4 years fed, no tears, stop the cap. Just putting an end to the rumors that he had any, wrongdoing or that he was snitching on anybody in this case. You know what I mean? And basically putting it out there and putting it to bed. Like everybody stopped talking about it then, man. Once they heard him say that, and we really started to look at his case, because we were looking at his old case and everything, which was a fake case, and he did do his time and everything added up at the time being. Now, when it comes to this situation, you've got George Cheedy. Now, he's a journalist in the Atlanta area, and he's kind of been a go-between for everybody involved in any of these RICO cases or people who want news about these RICO cases. He's gone on big platforms like Vlad and things like that to talk about the dealings and what's going on in these cases. So for him to drop this today and let people know that Yak Gotti's mom basically said that somebody tried to stab him. And let's read the tweet verbatim. It says, you see at the top, it says George Chidi, the Atlanta Objective. And it says, in court now, I am told by the mother of Diamante Kitchens, well, his last name is Kendrick, but whatever, Yak Gotti, that someone tried to stab him Saturday in the Fulton County jail. Now, this could have gone two ways, man. Somebody could have tried to stab Yak Gotti because of those snitch rumors before, and that's why I'm not real, I'm not quick to call anybody a snitch, man, because unless you see that paperwork and stuff, really it ain't on you to be putting somebody out there as a snitch or labeling them as that. So I don't do that, you know what I'm saying? But when a rumor is out there, it could be dangerous. So this could be in part from that, or this could also be in part from the fact that you got a lot of YFN and a lot of other enemies of YSL up in there, man. So there's a lot of reasons why this could have took place, or maybe he even just got into a personal beef with somebody and his mom found out from him about it, and she probably shouldn't have told a journalist, or maybe she thought it was the right thing to do for various reasons. She probably thought, yo, this is my child in there, so I'm thinking out for his safety. I don't care about none of that street stuff. I don't care about none of that, man. If there was an attempt on his life and he escaped it, there could be one in the future. Her whole idea is probably to make sure that he's safe. So there's nothing wrong with that at all in anybody's eyes. So very good reason for her to reach out to the news and the media to let them know that this happened. But, man, on top of that, this is going to start some more speculation about what's really going on behind the scenes with YSL. Like, was this done out of the fact that they fell out with Yak Gotti and maybe somebody is operating on that behalf? Or was this done just because, he got into it with somebody? Like, he had a little petty beef. That happens in jail, you know what I mean? And sometimes it ends up deadly. So I hate to say that it's petty, but that's a strong possibility. Or could just be some enemies, man. I know. That's probably it. You know what I mean? And I know it adds fuel to the flame and makes this even seem like a worse beef. But y'all tell me what y'all think in the comment section, because news of this has got everybody scratching their head, because Yak Gotti, since he cleared his name this summer and wasn't really talking about the case as much, it seemed like he was pretty much in the clear as far as like everything YSL related. They were doing a good job of keeping all these people separated from each other. You heard numerous reports about that. But I mean, jail is jail, and jail is not a safe place. So things like this can happen. But y'all tell me, do y'all think this is one of three things? Here your options. Do you think that he might have just got into it with somebody and they tried to take that opportunity to stab him? And two, do you think that it's a possibility this has anything to do with the YSL YFN situation? And three, do you think that it's possible that this might have been his own people turning their backs on him? You know what I mean? Now, with that, this been your boy Big Man. Do me a favor. Make sure you hit that like button. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. And make sure you hit that notification bell so that way you get a notification every time I drop this hot content. And we out of here. Peace.